Hey everyone, it's Ashley. Welcome back to my channel. So I have a Bath and Body Works candle haul. This bag is from a pickup order the other day or when I went shopping in store. This order didn't actually come in this. This is from online. So I actually ordered this, I think last weekend when they were having their $12.95 sale, and I also had a 25% off coupon. So I thought it was a great time. I'm really not in a candle buying state right now. I've been doing really good with not buying candles, but something they brought back is my all-time favorite, and I just couldn't resist, and the price was so good. So this is like probably, I think I've only bought candles one other time this year, so I'm doing pretty good. I don't feel, like I said, I feel like I shouldn't be buying candles right now, but like I'm not beating myself up over it. Like 2 times in the grand scheme of things is really good compared to how things have been. But it's way easier to bring things in than finishing things up for me. So I'm trying to be mindful of that. But I want to share with you guys what I have purchased. So as you can see from the thumbnail, they released or like brought back some like new out of the vault, whatever scents. And I'm going to dive right in with those to start because they are all the rage. Let's just start with the reason that I ended up doing this order, because I was not, like, I've been doing so good, but once I saw this, I was like, okay, let me just take a peek. And then I ended up going for it. So they brought back my beloved pumpkin donut shop. And yes, I got 2 because I was like, if it's as good as I remember, I had 2 from back in the day because of this same reason. I was just like, wanted to savor it always. So I was like, if it is the same scent, like I just want to get 2 to be prepared. I thought that this would sell out. I haven't checked the website if it is, but I was like, I'm just going to get 2 before it does. And then if it ends up being like a different scent, you know, sometimes they change things, I can just bring them to the store and be like, you know what, these weren't for me. But I can confirm it is the scent I love. So let's go through it. This packaging is different but fun. Like pink is my color. I'm a pink girly. So like this is fun to me. Does it feel super like fall cozy? No, not necessarily, but I'm digging it. So there's that. I feel like the sticker's on a bit crooked, but I'm not really like a complainer about those things. But if I'm just looking at it straight on from this, I'm like, wow, that feels a bit off. Okay, pumpkin donut shop. It's glazed donuts, warm pumpkin spices, sprinkled with powdered sugar. My favorite part about this candle always was the powdered sugar. And I feel like you 100% are still getting that. You get a hint of the pumpkin and like a dash of spice, and like spice in the best way, like a little hint of cinnamon. It's mostly powdered sugar to me. And I feel like that is such a hard note to replicate, but they do it so well in this candle. I don't even remember when this candle was last available. I remember the packaging. It was pink. It was pink again, but it was like, oh my gosh. Had to have been 2019 maybe. That's a total guess. But it's been a while since she's been around. So in my head, 2019 feels like 2 years ago, but that's like almost 5 years. It just occurred to me. But anyway, I can confirm this is the same scent, at least to my nose. Yeah, I would say both of them confirmed. I absolutely am super happy I bought 2. And then this is such a like me thing, but I wanted to buy an even number of candles. I don't know. So I was like going back and forth on whether I should try this one because it is a new scent. So they claim it's pumpkin nut butter. And I was like, you know what? It's new. It's like fun. I should just give it a shot. Like pumpkin generally isn't my favorite. I'm more of an apple than a pumpkin person, but I was like, let's just give it a chance. So this packaging feels a bit more seasonal than the pink, but I obviously like the pink more because that's who I am. Pumpkin spice, creamy nut butter, sprinkle of cinnamon is the notes on this one. And this wax is obviously orange. This smells a lot more pumpkin spice to me. It almost reminds me of the pumpkin spice in pumpkin spice latte. Like to me, this and that have the same kind of base notes, if you will. They feel very similar. It also is not overwhelmingly spicy to me. I'm a spice fan, I guess I would say, in comparison to people who absolutely do not like spice. So take that with a grain of salt. I don't think it's spicy, but like when I sniff things with my husband, I will think they're not and he thinks they're way over the top. So that's just my spice loving opinion. I don't think it's spicy. I feel like it's very pumpkin forward. And like I said, I actually feel like it's very similar to pumpkin spice latte. So that being said, I feel like this would be a fun one to combine with like a coffee scent because I'm getting those pumpkin spice latte vibes. So yeah, would I say it's my favorite out of the two? Obviously not, but it's not bad. I'm glad I decided to go for it because I was just gonna write it off initially just because it was pumpkin and not apple. Sounds like me. I then picked up some more like seasonal scents, and then I picked up some coffee scents because they are rocking the coffee scents on their website, I feel like. So this is the only one that kind of doesn't fit into either of those buckets, but it's Mahogany Vanilla, and this packaging I love. Like, what's going on in this packaging, I don't know, but it's just stunning to me. I just love it, and I love the combo with the lid. So I am a super Mahogany Vanilla fan, and I actually don't have any in my collection right now. I double checked when I placed this order to make sure I didn't have things, and I actually don't have a Mahogany Vanilla. So I was like, you know, this is an immediate add to the cart because I actually don't have any of it. I wanted to because I love this packaging, but I was like, oh, I already have some. No, I don't. I used all mine up, so I can replace it. The notes are warm vanilla, fresh bergamot, sweet sandalwood. To me, this is one I feel like you have to just go to the store and smell. Because if you see mahogany and you're like thinking mahogany teakwood and you might be scared, like that's not the case here. It is the perfect blend of mahogany and vanilla. Like it is just the perfect mashup of those two scents, and it's done so well. It's not complex. It's really a simple scent for the most part. Just mahogany and vanilla blended, and it's done so beautifully. To me, personally, if you are familiar with Scentsy scents, a couple catalogs ago, Scentsy came out with a scent called Dashing, which is a mahogany and vanilla scent, and they pair beautifully together. To me, they are very, very similar. Just a scent I love. And like I said, love this packaging. So there you have it. Also, because this is mahogany, I feel like the men might not be opposed to this one. So if you're looking for a candle that maybe you can like burn around your significant other, if maybe they're complaining about some of the other scents, sometimes you sneak in one of these and they're like, wait a minute, what's that? I kind of like that. Okay, let's get into some of the more fall ones. So next, Mixed Berry Crumble. I really like the packaging on this just because it feels kind of different, especially compared to things I have in my collection. It just feels a little different. I like the white lid. I like how it like contrasts against the blue, but typically berry isn't my like, I'm not gravitated towards berry. So this one I got on a whim because I was just gonna give it a chance. So it's freshly picked berries, buttery crumble topping, cinnamon sugar. So this one feels familiar. Like, would I smell this and be like, oh my gosh, a brand new scent? No, and honestly, when does that ever really happen? Not very often. I'm trying to think of what it reminds me of though. It's definitely like a berry with some bakery. It kind of reminds me, I'm totally blanking. I can picture the scent. It was in like a hot pink, almost like magenta packaging. I can think of the scent. I feel like the more I smell it, the more the berries coming out. To me, this feels almost like August. That's so specific, but like it feels like a late summer, not quite fall. Like there's no spice in here, but it's almost like I'm baking a pie, like a berry pie. I feel like it's not necessarily blueberry either. I think the blue packaging is making me think blueberry, but like if it was red, would I feel different about it? You know what I mean? It's a nice mix combination of the berry and the bakery. I feel like bakery scents like this, like it kind of reminds me of some Homeworks candles. Like, oh my gosh, the berry trifle candle, like that type of berry. What is that scent called? Something berry trifle. I swear there's another word, but maybe it's just called berry trifle. That sort of berry feels like it's in here, so it feels deeper, almost like fall. Or like 4th of July, I don't know. Okay, let's keep going. So these two definitely go like hand in hand. They're clearly from the same collection. So we have Fall Apple Cider and Apple Crisp. So let's start with Fall Apple Cider. This is crisp red apple, caramel drizzle, and spiced cider. This is very, I don't know, specific. But when I sniffed this before reading the notes, I was like, this is giving me like green apple and not red apple. And then I flipped it over and it was like crisp red apple. And I was like, is it though? I don't know why. I feel like it's giving me more green apple. It's not bad, but it's got like a tartness to it. Like I would say it's mostly tart apple, a hint of cinnamon, a hint of caramel. The caramel's there. And if you don't like caramel, like don't be scared off. If you don't like the smell of carameled apple though, like you probably wouldn't like this. Like that is the general scent of this. But it's very tart. I feel like this is green apple. Even though they're saying it's red, I mean, there's green apples on the label. Like, come on. Come on. It just smells super tart apple to me. But this is like such a fall fragrance. Like to me, this is the apple orchard where they have carameled apples, green ones for sale. So to me, it's a no-brainer. Like that was one of the ones I saw immediately and was like, okay, is this scent different than scents I already have? Like this is a scent that was on sale previously that I basically was like, I don't need to get because I feel like I could easily dupe this elsewhere. Like I have caramel apple scents, but nonetheless, I went with it. I mean, it's just a fall staple. So Apple Crisp is caramelized apple, cinnamon crumbled, sugar oats. So I feel like here they're going more like the Apple Crisp, you know, the bakery treat, and the Fall Apple Cider is more of a carameled apple scent to me. This is way heavier on the apple. Definitely not caramel in the way that I feel like this one is caramel. It feels more of that crisp, if you know what I mean. If you know what Apple Crisp is, you definitely know. But like that buttery, crumbly, cinnamon sugar, topping, base, whatever. I don't like apple crisp, apple pie, like these types of things. I don't really eat because I just like the breading. Like I don't like the apple portion. I just want the yummy cinnamon sugar baked crisp part. Make that for me, period. Like I don't want the apple. This definitely reminds me of Apple Crisp. I feel like as I continue to smell it, the cinnamon sugar buttery part is definitely coming out more. But like on initial sniff, I get a little bit of that apple. And it's like the warm, spicy apple. Red. This feels red. This one, tart, green, juicy apple. Caramel apple, Apple Crisp, for sure. Definitely the distinction to me between those two. Okay, the rest are coffee. So I went for these three. We have A Day at the Cafe, Cafe Latte, and Freshly Brewed Coffee. So Freshly Brewed Coffee is definitely going hand in hand with this guy, it appears. I actually have a wallflower of this that I've never used just because like I don't want to have 24/7 coffee going. I thought it would be fun to use to like just plug it in the mornings, which I haven't done yet, so I just have it sitting, but I have smelled this before. This is, it's got a little sentence for us. It says, enjoy the room-filling aroma of fresh coffee beans as you pour yourself a cup of ambition. So, white wax. I feel like it's like a pared down version of Paris Cafe. Like it feels very similar to Paris Cafe. I would say I could stick my nose in it a bit more than Paris Cafe. Paris Cafe is like sitting right here and it's just wafting. But it feels very similar to me. Like, to me, this is very much what it says. Freshly brewed coffee. It smells like coffee, no creamer, like 100% to me. It's definitely not as intense as like sticking your nose in coffee beans, but like it gives me the general aroma of like we grind our beans every day, we take them out, grind them, make coffee. Like it definitely reminds me of that. So I'm all for it. Like I would 100% could see myself like burning these two together to give that pumpkin spice latte vibe. So freshly brewed coffee. Next we have Cafe Latte, which is bold espresso beans, vanilla sweet cream, and caramel drizzle. One of these other two I know was like a repackage or something super similar to one of the like caramel macchiato or something that came out at Candle Day. I don't remember exactly, and I never picked up those candles, but it's one of these two, I thought. This one is very sweet caramel. Like this to me, I could see being more of that caramel macchiato vibe, because this feels like the coffee, espresso, whatever caffeine is in here is taking the back seat, and all the stuff that's not good for us, the creamer, the like whipped topping, the syrups, the caramel, that's at the top. 100%. It feels very, very sweet. Too sweet, maybe for some people. Like this is the complete opposite of a black coffee, in my opinion. Like this is what I drink, and this is my husband. He drinks straight up black coffee. This is me. I mean, I'm better. I do better. Like I don't go to Starbucks every day. Like I drink the coffee we have, but I put creamer in it. I'll be honest. This is very coffee on the back seat. So I could also see like these being combined to kind of balance each other out. That would be fun. I have a lot of coffee candles because I love a coffee candle for like a weekend morning. I did Country Candle Coffee Shop just this morning, and I feel like that one could easily go with this. It could go with this. It could go with the pumpkin scent. Like I feel like you can mix a lot with coffee to make it kind of fun. So this feels like it could be a mixer for me. Curious how it'll do on its own, because it is definitely sweet, but I'd be curious as it kind of warms up, does it get a little bit richer, deeper, you know, more coffee. Okay, and the last one I have to share is A Day at the Cafe. This is a fun little like graphic here. It's like kind of like a cafe vibe. And the note on or the lid on this is funny compared to the rest of these. Like I don't know if this is the right actual lid that goes with this, because this doesn't necessarily feel fall, but this lid has a giant leaf on it. I just thought that was kind of odd. Like these obviously also got shipped to me as well. So like sometimes in the store people flip-flop lids because they want certain lids, but this came from online. So I don't really know what the story is there. This is rich cold brew coffee, frost milk, sweet caramel syrup blended with ice. You know, I love when ice is a note on sets. So sweet caramel syrup blended with ice. Okay, this is cold brew, frost milk, caramel syrup blended. So what would that be? Like a caramel frap maybe is what we have going here. So honestly, now that I said that out loud, this actually smells like a caramel frappuccino. I think now that's just in my head. But it kind of does smell like that. Okay, I need to like have a reset. Let me smell this one. That's very sweet. Golly, this one has more caramel for sure. It just actually really does remind me of a caramel frappuccino. Okay. I hope that that's not only my opinion, but after I read those notes and I'm like envisioning in my head, like it's all I can picture. It smells good. It smells like something I would 100% drink. Once again, if you're familiar with what a caramel frappuccino is, there isn't a lot of coffee scent in here. It's a lot of foo-foo. So I would say these two, if you're a non-foo-foo coffee drinker, these might not be up your alley, coffee scent person. This Paris Cafe, way more on the line of coffee. So there you have it. If I had to pick what would be like my top recommendations from this, I would definitely say, obviously, the Pumpkin Donut Shop, if it's still available, this would be my number one. I've had Mahogany Vanilla before, so this feels like a cheat to pick this in my top, but I mean, I've pre-bought it, so I feel like it says a lot that I really like it. And then I would say one of these two. would probably be my next step. Like, I really like apple crisp. I feel like it's different from other things I have. Fall apple cider feels very caramel apple to me. Like, I feel like I could probably get away with this, like finding it in other brands or in my collection already. So this is probably my number 2 if I had to rank those. So those are my top 2 recommendations, I guess. I actually really like all of these though. I was a little bit nervous, obviously blind buying these or whatever, not having sniffed them online. But I'm really happy with everything. I thought for sure I would have to take them into the store, and I hate doing returns and exchanges just because like the policy is so, I mean, obviously I wouldn't have used them if I was going to take them in, but I feel like I don't like abusing the policy. So I hate doing that, but I really thought I was going to have to exchange something from here, but I'm really happy with everything I got. So really looking forward to watching everyone else's hauls. I've seen a couple get posted already. I haven't watched them, but I've seen them pop up. So I'm really curious to see what everyone else picked up. It looks like a ton of people got these too. So I'm curious to see what they think. I know Hi It's Vicky posted and she had this in her thumbnail, and I know it's a favorite scent of hers as well as me. So I gotta watch hers next. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Bye.